All right, so this is our sponsorship presentation for the new and incoming business, Joe and Joe's Hardware Store. So first off, I want to roll off some quick facts about, why Reinhardt. Reinhardt is ranked 87th in the regional of universities in the South. It has a total enrollment of about 1,500 people. Reinhardt has an acceptance rate of 90%, and above all, this is a big fact of why myself chose Reinhardt, was because the class size is a fewer than 20 and a faculty to student ratio of 13:1 is really, really good because, like I said, you get that one-on-one that you wouldn't get at other universities with the professors. And so, you walk into a classroom, a professor's going to know who you are, and it's going to be really good to help out, the students that really need it. So Reinhardt is a really big athletic school. Most of the student population is of athletes. We have a bunch of big sports. We got sports like basketball, lacrosse, volleyball, football, baseball, and then softball. Those are the big sports anyway. So our sports accomplishment is really, really impressive when you look at the size of the school we are. We have 23 collegiate teams that make up all men's and women's teams. Some of the highlights of our sports accomplishments go with football, who have won 5 straight conference titles. They were also a national championship runner-up. Women's volleyball, 2 straight conference titles. Baseball, they had a World Series appearance back in 2017, and that year they also went on to win the conference title. Men's soccer, they have claimed a conference title, as well as this past year had a deep run into the national tournament. Men's lacrosse is our big one. 3 straight national titles with 4 straight conference titles. Them and the women's were both looking to repeat as conference titles this past year until the pandemic happened. Wrestling, they are the defending conference champions, as well as they placed 3rd at the national tournament this past year. Men's track and field, 3 straight conference titles. They were going for a 4th this past year until COVID-19 happened. And then finally, softball, 2015-2016 conference champions, women's tennis, 2015 conference champions. We're having a really good run this year until the cancellation of the spring sports. So some athletic shots that we have. These are actually pictures that I myself took. The top left, you have Ashton Sutton. That is a 3-point shot she took against Allen University, and that was actually the game-winning shot. On the bottom of the screen, you have Josh Daniels against Point earlier this year, and then in the top right, you have Reinhardt women's lacrosse. That is attacker Grace going against Brunel. So Reinhardt prides ourselves on our athletic facilities. You see there we have a state-of-the-art softball field. We have a really awesome gymnasium, and then we really pride ourselves on helping develop our athletes, not only on the field but off the field as well, with our state-of-the-art weight room. And that weight room also houses, training rooms for our spring sports, as well as coach's office and locker rooms for our football team. And then the bottom right, you see Ken White Field, which is used for multiple sporting events. You have football, lacrosse, men's, and then soccer as well. So finally, what can we offer? What can we offer Joe? So to me personally, I think it comes down to, the big things like getting to know one another at a personal level to be able to develop a really close relationship. So I feel like player and coach meet and greets, help reach out to the community, because you want to have that friendly environment with the community itself. So I feel like player and coach meet and greets for 250 is a great idea. Lunch and dinner with a player and or coach is also a great way to get to know, one another. This is an interesting thing because it helps get out the word about the company to people that may have never heard of Joe and Joe. So shout outs and recognition at games that can include, halftime promotions or just, giving out the recognition at breaks during a game. So special events with coaches and players. This can include anything from like a golf tournament to auctions to just about anything you could really think of. And I feel like this is another good way to get that personal level and to also help give back to the community a little bit. Signage at Ken White Field and the James Brown Assist Gymnasium. Considering that Reinhardt draws big crowds for our sporting events, especially for football. Football, we sell out crowds for our games. I feel like signage at the field would be a big thing to get Joe and Joe's name out. And finally, social media recognition, which is huge because nowadays everything revolves around a phone. And so I feel like if you have word out through social media, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, anything revolving around a phone, a computer, anything, you have a good chance to get positive word and get word out about what it is you want to do with a partnership. So obviously, a budget of $3,000, we didn't want to try and break the bank. So really, with all of the assets combined, we ended up getting a grand total of $1,550. And we feel like that's a fair price, for both of us, trying not to hurt, a brand new business and, wanting to start a new deal. So that is all that we have today. I really want to thank Reinhardt for the opportunity and think that this could really be the start of a good relationship.